Well, hello, Commanders. Uncle Jay here. We're back for another workshop review. We're taking a look at the LongHorn over here. So, yeah, small grid jump ship. So, we're going to go around the outside, K menu and function and all that fun stuff. And we are in a survival world, not creative. So, let's get into it. Here is the starter pod I just spawned in to get into this world. So, if we come around this, it is a very, very nice looking, very well greebled. Let's make sure our lights are on. Small grid ship, our new thrusters, all the bits and bobs we could possibly want for nice detail. We got cargo containers. We got labeling. This actually has a decal on it, but I guess for some reason, because I'm in a survival world, it's not showing up. And then here is our underneath. Now, I should mention that I spawned this in on the Earth-like planet, and it is not gravity rated for 1G. It is rated for the moon empty, but I don't know if it's rated for the moon full. We're going to have to test that out. But yeah, this is a very, very lovely looking jump sled. Guess is how I would describe it. So let's take a look at this in the menu. But let's do a Control C real quick so we can see our PCU and our total blocks right there. Come into our F10 menu. Go ahead and do a Control V. LongHorn Cargo Faster Than Light Sled. No mods, no DLCs required. Interesting, but it does have plenty of DLCs in it. So if you don't have any DLCs, you probably would lose a lot of greeble. Interesting. All right, so we have some information about it. Give it a thumbs up. Some nice detail. Hydrogen tanks. Two prototype jump drives. And this thing does have a very, very nice jump range. The only, when the LongHorn remote control block and the small ship toggles to control the LongHorn. Oh, okay. Okay, so, when a small grid ship is docked to LongHorn, put the LongHorn's remote control block in the small ship's toolbar to control the LongHorn. That actually makes some good sense. I like that. I like that. So this is by Warwolf. Give it a thumbs up. So I had an experiment where I had a ship connected to the dock. Not connected to the connector, but just sitting on the dock, locked down. And this would not jump at all. And in fact, I will show you guys. So right here we have this where it says FTL ready. That says offline. Those say offline. We have some information here. And we have a damage control, which is very nice. And I want to show you guys something. Check this out. Check this out. Ready? Watch this. Is that not the neatest thing you've ever seen? Now, this does come with problems, though, unfortunately, because this is a subgrid now. There is a little bit of jank going on between how the ship feels. It's almost like a stutter, like something you would get on like a server. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And you also cannot turn the dampeners on and off hitting the Z button. And as you can see, it also shows no hydrogen. That is a problem of having the helm on a subgrid, unfortunately. But if we do a thruster test here, it is a little slow. But I mean, it's a sled. It's meant for FTL jumps and then just maneuvering. So I'm okay with that. I have no problems with that whatsoever. All right, let's bring our respawn pod over. Let's make sure we have auto lock on and off for our foot. Let's see if we can't put this pod down here on the deck. And because we're not using a connector, we'll do it both ways. I'll show you with a connector and without a connector, because we are testing and it's only fair to be thorough. Okay, so we are docked that way. We're going to turn our dampeners off. Let's hop on out. Let's jump in the helm. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit this and it says, okay, obstacle is in the way. That's because we are locked to the deck. Why it does that, I don't know. We're only doing this for testing purposes, so don't worry about it. Oh, we are getting low on oxygen. That might be a problem. Yes, I just used P for park. Yes, I did. So now that we are docked that way, we can properly do a jump. And, yeah, let's put our jump drives all the way up to 100%. Because, all right, we have a 100% jump range. What was that? That sounded like something just got destroyed. I don't know what that was, Commanders, but let's just do a jump. We'll see how far this can jump here. So we've got our weight and we got our percentage. We have our distance. That's pretty good. That is pretty good, Commanders. And we have readouts for the ship. Now, let's take a look at our batteries. Because the helm is technically a subgrid. Or is this the battery for... Interesting. Alright, you know what? Let me disconnect this so we can properly go over the K menu. Alright, I got that disconnected, so now we can take a look in here. We do have a medical room. Got some bib bobs. We got a seat. I don't know what's in there that's causing that, but I like it. It's very cool. So, as you can see, we got plenty of power, but we are maxed out. And the jump drive has not recharged yet. So let's take a look at our K menu. We have our exhaust blocks, our gyros. These are all of our groups. They're in white. These are the blocks that are actually on the ship. And these are shown as orange because they're shown as a subgrid because the helm technically is a subgrid, but since we're in control of the helm, everything shows up this way. We have the remote. Let's control the remote. I'm kind of curious to see what changes. Nothing. In fact, I have no controls at all whatsoever. Interesting. So yeah, the helm being on a subgrid, the ship acts a little funky. We can't see our hydrogen use. But if we go here, we can see our hydrogen. So I don't know how I want to feel about that, Commanders. I think I would rather have a helm that's not on a subgrid. As neat as this is, I think from operational standpoint, I think I would just change it personally. Because it's just causing some weird issues. So let's take a look. Everything is hidden and labeled how it should be. A proper K menu. Thank you very much, Commander. We have plenty of gyros. So let's go with batteries. Okay. We have one reactor. There has to be batteries on this thing. Hold on. There has to be batteries on this. Does this not have any batteries on it? No. No. So this only has one reactor on it and no batteries to charge those two jump drives. I'm not crazy about that. I'm going to be honest. I don't like that. Something this size, you should have at least 2 medium-sized batteries, or maybe use some of the new batteries that are part of the DLC. I mean, you're charging both Prototech jump drives off of this one reactor. I'm sorry, Commander. I have to take points off for that one. That does not work. That does not work. So other than the power issue and the helm being janky from being on a subgrid, I mean, this is a wonderful, wonderful FTL sled. That's the only two changes I would make is throw a fixed helm on it, and some batteries and maybe 1 or 2 more reactors. But other than that, it's perfect. It does what it advertises to do. Just don't use it in a 1G planet. On the moon, it's fine, but I also haven't tested this with cargo on it. So I guess maybe we should do that. We should load this up and then try on the moon. Okay, we are in moon gravity. So let's go ahead and let's come on down. Now I'm going to straighten this out a little bit. So let's go ahead and let's pop this up here. That is really neat. That really is neat. Let's level out here. Oh, so she is a little floaty. In fact, let's grab a helm and let's put a helm on this that is not on a subgrid. And I want to see how this handles. I have nothing. So let's K menu, let's make this main cockpit. And I still have no control. Interesting. So how is this? How does it work here? Oh, hold on. Helm reference. So I think this has to do with a script. Programmable block, subgyro. Okay. All right. So we're using Simple's. I think this is a simple subgrid script. Okay, that makes sense. That's why the input is laggy here. I have experience with this script because I used it on In Thrust We Trust. So the input lag now makes sense because it has to go through the programmable block for inputs and everything. Okay, makes total sense. All right, so let's come on down to the moon here and let's get into some gravity. Okay, it seems that we have a little bit of a subgrid shenanigan going on with a little bit of slippage. So I did put in ice into a lot of the cargo containers, not all of them, but the 6 I put in 99999 of ice. So we are still flying on the moon, but I can definitely feel the weight. So space and low gravity is fine. So is there oxygen on this? Yes, there is oxygen on this. Okay. So I think the only thing left to do now is to do a crash test, commanders. And since crashing this into a planet doesn't seem fair because it's way too much gravity for this, we are just going to we're going to do it this way right here on the moon. Nice, simple. Let's aim for that crater. Why not? In fact, can we turn our thrusters off? There is no thing to turn the thrusters off, so we're just going to power in and hope for the best. Okay, commanders. It would seem that this has a really high survivability, even though some of it is completely phased into the voxel, which I find very interesting. Is that an ore detector? It looks like an ore detector. So yeah, I overall I like it. So I don't know. Comment down below, leave a like, let me know what you think. Definitely give it a try. It's definitely a neat little jump platform. I mean, I'm not crazy about not being able to put whatever you want on the deck and the jump being blocked. I'm not crazy about that. I don't know how to get around that. I don't know if that's because of the SmallGrid controller. That's something that you'd have to experiment with. So until next time, this is Uncle Jay.
Fuel critical.